Hello, everyone. Today's webinar will be recorded. We welcome your questions after the presentation. This week's solution session topic will be Sisense Insights for Everyone. Our presenter today is Eric, and I'd like to give you a quick overview, firstly, of DataTerrain. DataTerrain has been in business intelligence for over a decade, providing automated reports conversion, custom development, pre-built reports, and short-term fixed cost support. We are based in Silicon Valley, and we are partners across many large organizations. Thank you, Eric.
All right, thanks, Leah. Hello, everyone. Happy to speak with you today about Sisense, a BI platform. Quick overview of the agenda, very simple. I'm going to talk about Sisense itself, what it is, what some of the differentiators are. Then we're going to go into a quick demonstration of some of the features that we want to talk about. So, Sisense, basically a BI platform. It's just one of those among many other BI platforms as it pertains to some of the commodities that we're looking at in terms of the market features for BI platforms. So I'm not going to go into kind of the basic features of BI and focus a little bit more today on customization and embedding of dashboards, as the title suggests. So Sisense is really, this is how they position themselves: power to the builders, insights for everyone. And that's really all about the democratization of BI, self-service BI. This whole notion of insights for everyone, to be very welcoming to the business user. And of course, power to the builders for business analysts, data engineers, developers, to be able to build a platform that everybody can leverage. So why do companies choose Sisense? As I said before, there's a lot of commoditization that's going on in the BI industry. And there's a lot of great BI tools, Power BI, Tableau, and Looker, and a variety of other, QuickSight, for example, is a great BI tool as well. And they all have kind of their own little, thing that they do very well. So I'm going to talk about some of the cool things with Sisense specifically. I'm not going to talk about all of these. See the kind of 9 reasons that they highlight why companies actually go with them. And they're all great reasons. But, in the interest of time and simplicity, I'm going to focus really on 3 today. Unified data management, being able to combine multiple data sources very quickly into cubes so that you can create dashboards and reports and KPIs, very quickly. Great for prototyping as well, in terms of the overall agile workflow. Data exploration, enabling the business user a variety of bells and whistles from an interactivity standpoint to be able to leverage insights. And then, of course, kind of the main topic of the day that I'll focus a little bit more on is the customization ready aspect of it. The ability to white label Sisense, make it your own from a branding perspective. Embed your analytics directly into your products in multiple ways, as I'll share later. And then, the broad extensibility capabilities of Sisense in terms of their JavaScript API that allows you to create your own plugins, allows you to create your own behaviors, your own visualizations, format the data in different ways that go kind of way beyond what you could do, sort of a typical UI inside of a BI tool. And also their API, very comprehensive API with dozens and dozens of endpoints, where their goal is basically to expose everything that you can do within the platform and more via all of these API endpoints. So lots of flexibility there. As I said before, this caters to 4 key personas. The data engineers that are going to get the data over to the BI tool, manage the data warehousing. The developers that are going to customize the solution and tailor it and embed it into the company's web applications. And of course, you have the business analysts and the business users that create insights as well as leverage insights. So faster analysis for business analysts, a variety of cool features, as far as leveraging the data model. You can create a variety of functions at different scopes, either at the widget level, the dashboard level, at the formula level, create your own formulas, do what we call multipass aggregation so that you can apply multiple levels of aggregations in one go at the dashboard level. and so on and so forth. So lots of flexibility there for business analysts, for business users. Just a tremendous amount of flexibility there as well in terms of what you can do as an end user. Create your own filters, drill down, drill across, select data points, and just kind of, change different chart types. Create your own alerts, which is a really cool thing. Like if you have a visualization and you want to set up a rule where you can get alerted if the data changes in a certain way, well, as a business user, you can actually create your own alert, set it up in a feature called Pulse. Leverage things such as NLP as well. Inside Miner, some lightweight sort of AI data exploration. So there's a variety of things that you can do from a business user really to leverage the insights. So Elastic Data Hub, this is really how the data is exposed in Sisense. They give you a lot of flexibility. So when they started out many years ago, they created this thing called the Elastic Cube, leveraging the in-chip technology, as they like to call it. And the Elastic Cube is all about cache data and making that cache data ultra fast for interactive analysis, right? And they've had the opportunity to really hone that, make it faster, make it more scalable throughout the years since they've created their company. A few years ago, through a lot of demand, they also added the capability to query live data from live data sources. So they've taken a little bit of a different path than many other BI companies in that live, just querying the live data sources did not come at first. And it took many years before they actually introduced that. And in the last couple of years, they really focused on it, matured it to a level now, where it performs very well. So as a customer, you have the option to, when you're creating a data source and you're thinking about your dashboards, whether you need to go live, have your data instantaneously, either hitting a data warehouse or directly your transactional system or some IoT devices and that sort of thing. Or if you need interactive analysis, broader trends, year over year, multiple data sources mashed up together via surrogate keys and things like that, then you can use the cubing technology. So it's really up to you, like what kind of connection that you create when you're leveraging the Elastic Data Hub. So yeah, the platform itself. A couple of quick highlights here as far as again, as I said, you have the cube or the live as far as connecting to data. You can, in terms of the hosting model, they have a fully blown cloud service. So if you don't want to host anything at all, and you want Sisense to kind of worry about the whole DevOps aspect of Sisense, then you can go with their cloud offering, or you can leverage sort of the on-premise or your own cloud implementation. And that can be done via either Linux or Windows in terms of the operating system. They've focused in the last couple of years on maturing the Linux offering so that it can use containerization in a fashion that allows you to really build a strong multi-node cloud offering for Sisense, if you were so inclined. So a couple of different options there as far as how to own that platform. Quick things to get started. Obviously, beyond the obvious, check out their socials, YouTube, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. You can download the full stack version, trial, no credit card needed. You just go on the site here, www.sisense.com/get/free-trial, or just Google, Sisense free trial. It'll take you right there. And you can have, I believe it's a 15-day, about 95% of all the features of the server and the client side are included. So you just install that on your machine or on a VM somewhere in the cloud, whatever you prefer. And you can really get a firsthand experience of Sisense and pretty much most, 95%, if not more, of all the functionality, both client and server side. So you're not really limited here. You can really fully test it out and then, talk to somebody at Sisense if you are so inclined, but you don't really need to. You can just kind of go at it fully independently. And of course, what I'll show later in this demo is the Sisense.dev, which gives you a lot of examples on how to leverage some of the extensibility and the embeddability of the platform. And they do that via live examples and live code snippets in their sisense.dev/playground website, which I'm sure you'll find very compelling. So with that, I'm going to transition over to the demonstration and go through a few different things here, starting with really the basics. So this is a basic dashboard within the actual Sisense environment. So if you log into the Sisense environment, you don't customize anything, and you start creating dashboards and on cubes and things like that, then this is basically like your out-of-the-box type of environment. Now I created a dashboard here. This dashboard does not come with Sisense. This is just an example dashboard, but you see many examples of kind of what the interface offers. And it's really important to note that you can create these very uniform, consistent experiences, really nice looking dashboards that are well organized with predefined palettes and so on and so forth. And this is not really hard to do. This is mostly WYSIWYG. You drag and drop, you apply very basic formatting, you apply sorry about that, you apply the theme of your choosing. You can create your own palettes as well to reflect your branding, your company branding. And then as far as the interactivity is concerned, when you come in here, like for example, if I want to look at accessories, and you see like the entire dashboard is actually refreshed to show me data on accessories very quickly. Or let's say I wanted to focus in on this particular product here, Mountain 200 Silver 38. I would click on that slice. It'll refresh the entire dashboard and kind of show me, information for that. So cool, kind of full dashboard filtering, if you will, via interacting with the data points directly in the dashboard. More of a classical use case, let's say that I was interested in, this particular slice here. You'll have your basic selection, or I can do some drill. So if I wanted to drill down to the month and so on and so forth, drill down to the day, etc., create your bespoke hierarchies, or you could create really very much custom hierarchies where essentially, if you wanted to drill to any other field in the semantic layer, you would choose another and then kind of select what you want to drill into, which is a pretty cool capability. Or if I wanted to select multiple data points and really kind of hone in on this particular part of the time frame, and then I would hit select, and it would essentially filter my whole dashboard based on this particular time frame that I've selected here. So other really basic stuff, like for if you want to look at some of the table stakes features, if I want to for example schedule this particular dashboard to be distributed out, then I would leverage this user interface here to kind of select my different recurrences, my formatting for the dashboard, who I want to share it to, and so on and so forth. I can also even let end users decide if or not they want to subscribe. So it's more of a pub/sub type of mechanism here, where they wouldn't automatically receive it unless they actually decide that they particularly care about this dashboard, and then they can actually select their own recurrence and when they actually want to receive it in their mailbox, right? And then of course, the ability to just download the dashboard itself and either PDF or an image, or with kind of tabular or individual widgets. If I wanted to export that out to either Excel or CSV, I can do that CSV export in any one of the widgets or charts in this particular dashboard. Okay. So now I'm going to hop over to the Sisense Embed Playground and share a couple of really cool capabilities. One is, we talked about white labeling, right? And this is cool because you can actually go there, navigate there on your own and check out these samples and code snippets associated with that, without requiring any login. I mean, this is, fully open on the web. You can just go there and leverage it and kind of see for yourself, right? So white labeling, this is a great example here. This is just vanilla Sisense out of the box, like I shared just a few minutes ago. And then I can start to do things. And there's more things in this, but these are just a few examples, right? So like if I want to change the logo, right? And this is really cool, this playground. because on the bottom left, it gives you all the actual either JSON, JavaScript, or code actually required to be able to affect that particular change. So you don't have to mess around and go look at like all the references of their APIs. The documentation is very comprehensive, which is fantastic, but it's even better to see like examples and interact with those examples and see live code examples and snippets be generated for you. And all you have to do is basically export that, copy paste it into your own solution, adapt it to your own needs, right? Home banner. So now I've just changed the home banner and changed the whole color schema. And then, and then the home page itself. So instead of showing like the basic stuff, now I've created my own or exposed my own home page, right? So just some basic branding and white labeling that you could do out of the box, no frills or any complexities involved in that. And I'm going to go here now to the Embed SDK. So Embed SDK is really, when you want to embed the Sisense into your own web application, very easily, right? Using, kind of a next generation iframe type approach, as I like to call it. So we'll take a look at what that is. So it's giving you, again, the snippet code. You can actually try that out in your web application. And now, as you can see, this looks very different than what I showed you earlier in terms of the dashboard. The visualization structure is very similar because they're the same charts, but what's around it, the different tabs and the different buttons and things like that kind of all belong to whatever parent application that you might have, and whatever's in the body here is essentially embedded, right? And we will look at a few different themes as we go along here. So much different theme here as far as cyber analytics. Little map over here. Profit margin analysis. It's a very different kind of color scheme here. If I wanted to see, here's a few bespoke filters that were created in the web application. So if I'm interested in like specifically in wholesale, I click on that and I'll get that data kind of pushed down to the Sisense. And this one's really interesting and kind of forgive the a little bit questionable color of the parent application here. But as you can see, this is more on the live front, more of an IoT-based type use case. And we've set it up here where they're essentially getting the data almost in a kind of a stream so that the charts are updating in very near to real time, right? So a couple of the quick things. So Sisense.js is another way to actually embed even more deeply within the application. And we'll see what that looks like. Here again, some of the code that's actually generated for the user to see. Oops, that's actually not the one. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so article grid, a little bit more on the storytelling front, right? So now I have my visualizations, but then I've kind of added some text and kind of made it a scroll down, type of a story here, if you will. Or if I wanted to see it, how does it look like in terms of the mobile application, in terms of portrait mode, in terms of landscape mode, and so on and so forth, right? So a variety of different examples on embedding, very, very easy to kind of get started and see what's possible via the playground. And then finally, last thing I'll show is, I think this is a really cool feature as well. In cases where, let's say you need a little bit more than your typical dashboard. You want to start taking some actions in dashboards or creating a kind of a lightweight web application within the dashboard itself. Well, they have a solution for that called Blocks, which allows you to basically do that lightweight web application directly within the widget itself. So in this particular example, you've kind of formatted the web page, and I've got three records here, and there would be a lot more in carousel kind of a fashion or what have you. And then you can drill into things, and then you can take action. Like in this case, Skype call. You can call the person directly or email the person, and you can add all these different actions and integrate it with Zapier and do all of that kind of stuff within the widget itself. Without any kind of a significant lift. It's very easy to do. It's a widget type. You actually just kind of replace the some of the JSON elements with panel descriptions so that you can actually create all the bindings and without having to do anything. Now, it's not made to be a fully blown web application. Much more for, okay, lightweight, I want actionable items in my dashboards, I want, a very custom type of format within the dashboard itself, then, block this for you. So, as you can see, a lot of different flavors of implementation, lots of flexibility on the extensibility front, on the embeddability front, really solid documentation, cool playground, easy to get started. Have a look. It's very easy to do. It's great to know about what's out there, and this is a very compelling option out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is some pretty exciting stuff, Eric. Thank you. So Eric's joined us today from Precisio, DataTerrain's preferred implementation partner for Sisense. We hope that you will join us for some question and answer session, as well as reach out to us if you have any challenges. This will conclude the recorded portion of today's webinar. Thanks again for joining us.